This episode of Nerds of the Multiverse is not brought to you by Pornhub because they refuse to sponsor us. Hello everybody and what's going on? My name is Turbo Stew and welcome back to Nerds of the Multiverse. I am joined once again by my good friend Bugfang. How's it going, Bugfang?
Well, I don't really know. This air feels all tingly.
That is Earth 2 air that you are breathing, my friend.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to breathe.
Oh, pollution may not be as bad on your Earth. Lucky.
Pollution? What's pollution?
Oh, I see how it is. Fucking bragging about how your world isn't going to end in about 18 months. Okay.
Wait, what? Wait, is your guys' air quality actually worse?
Oh yeah. We're gonna.
Wait, what'd you guys do?
Well, there's, how I'm sure on your Earth there's all those small fit precautions that you can take to make sure the air doesn't get polluted, such as if you drive or if you
Wait, how do you pollute the air? First of all, what do you have that's polluting air?
Well, we got cars.
But ever since 2002, cars have had a zero exhaust mandate. You have to be like a millionaire to afford the taxes on a car that still runs on gas.
Yeah. That your Earth sounds a lot better than our Earth. Can I move over?
Wait. Your car's still run on gas? Dude, the cars where I'm from are all electric. Hell, one company, Ford, made this admittedly it failed after about 13 years because there were multiple collisions and a mass lawsuit, but they had this one line of cars that were actually nuclear powered. It was called the Ford Nucleon, and it was just this one series of trucks that was like that was nuclear powered. I think originally it might not have been a truck, but it turned into a truck series. Everything Ford is a truck series.
I mean, they have that, but we never caught on.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah. Really?
Yep.
Electric vehicles never caught on.
Nope.
Even though they have infinitely better torque, infinitely better efficiency. What? How do you guys solve the battery crisis of 2016?
Solved it? What?
How did you guys solve the battery crisis of 2016?
Solved it? What?
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 How are you guys still alive? You haven't solved the energy crisis, the battery crisis of 2016.
Man, people on your Earth sound way less lazy than us.
I'm so confused. Oh, man.
All right. So last week's podcast was like over 3 hours long, but we will make up for that today because our podcast is actually going to be really short today. We only have two topics. Our main topic is going to be about our predictions about Deadpool's future in the MCU, but then we also have a topic before that, my topic, which I will bring up in just a moment.
Also has the MCU. Good. Like your
does.
universe also is MCU, the most successful line of movies maybe in all of history.
Probably the most successful line of movies in the multiverse, straight up.
Yeah, I believe it. They
even
brought in multiverses. In I think. Did you guys have the last movie in your Phase 3 be like a Spider-Man sequel called Far From Home?
We did indeed. I'm sure it was exactly the same.
And did it pull like a huge spoiler alert, like pull the rug out from under you by teasing a multiverse and then like falling flat on that promise?
I don't think anyone actually believed that the multiverse was going to be in Spider-Man Far From Home. I think everyone knew where the story was going, to be fair.
You tell that to like the 8-year-olds who went and who were like, oh my gosh, there's a multiverse. We can see multiple Spider-Men. My dad reads the Spider-Verse comics where there are a bunch of Spider-Men in the multiverse. Oh my gosh, we're going to get a Spider-Verse movie.
Well, I wasn't fooled by it. I knew immediately because it was Mysterio saying this stuff. I'm like, oh my god, this is all part of an elaborate plan. He's going to be from Earth 1. Although I thought it was going to happen a little differently. I thought it was going to be like he got they call it blip in that movie, right?
I thought it
was going to be like he got blipped, came back 5 years later, realized no one noticed he was gone, and then that was what was going to set him over the edge. I was wrong about that, but that's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
But
that actually would have been all right too.
Oh yeah, would have made sense for stuff. But I'm
sense.
also happy with how they did it too. But anyways, let's move on to my first topic. So convention is coming up. So we talked last week a lot about Comic-Con, but now here's a convention that I have never gone to, but I've heard many good things about. That is Power Rangers Morphicon. So basically, it's a every other year convention. So it's not a yearly convention, but basically it's a Power Ranger convention for, you know, where a lot of the original actors, newer actors, all of them go.
Of course, I know about PowerCon. In my universe, PowerCon is like almost as big as Comic-Con.
Oh, and your Earth is called PowerCon. Cool. That
it's PowerCon because it's not just the Power Rangers. There's also, admittedly, the 80s was a weird time and their version of sexism was weird. But we had the Power Rangettes. We had the whole.
I want that to be a thing.
We had
now,
a successful.
Rangettes.
Yeah, while Marvel may have the most successful multiverse series in all of cinema history, I have to say they got most of their ideas from the Powerverse. The Powerverse, multiverse of Power Rangers and other things, Power Cops, Power Soldiers. Man, I loved 2011's Power Soldiers. Oh my gosh. I know people say that they like Power War more, but Power Soldiers set up my favorite storyline involving the guy who used to be the White Ranger who turned into the Blue Soldier. Oh my gosh, he's just my favorite. It's just my favorite.
This gag is gonna get so old so fast. But
I don't know what you could possibly be talking about.
But God, okay. So going back to Morphicon. Okay, so going back to Morphicon, I almost forgot what I was going to say. So yeah, basically it's a convention held every 2 years. And the one thing that's actually really cool about the way it's done now, so with the Neo Saban season, and then now it looks like they're continuing it with Hasbro, like with the Power Ranger seasons, they, rather than changing the team up every year like they used to, so rather than a new season every year, it's now it's always been a new season every year, it still is, but rather than it being like a new team every season, it's now a new team every 2 seasons. So basically,
that makes a little bit more sense for like your building and your keeping cheap actors on.
It's that, but it's also because like before they were allowed to do like 40 episodes a season when they were on Disney Channel,
and
but
now they've
Nickelodeon,
been split,
Nickelodeon only allows up to 22.
So your world, Nickelodeon's an asshole too, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Nickelodeon only lets them do 22 episodes a season, so it's easier to have just 2 seasons of 22 episodes rather than 1 season of 22
40,
episodes. So yeah.
So
anyways, so this works out though because it means like every Morphicon, they don't have to worry about skipping seasons whenever it comes to introducing the new cast. So it's something that like it's kind of a big deal, right? Especially when the tickets go on sale the year before the next year's convention starts. So basically last year was the convention. This year, there's no convention. The tickets go on sale this year, and next year is going to be the convention itself. Now, the thing about this is, for Comic-Con, the biggest convention out there, I'll say, is probably San Diego Comic-Con, right? And even they know when to give notice about when tickets are going on sale, right? They'll give you like at least, I want to say it was like a couple months notice, and then they tell you that you have to be in the waiting room exactly when they're about to go on sale, right? So I expected like, something like Morphicon because, if it's like going to give me a year's notice before the convention's going to start, you'd think it's going to give you a few months notice for when the tickets go on sale. It didn't. Literally the day before the tickets went on sale, there was just a tweet from Morphicon itself saying, "Hey guys, just so you know, tickets go on sale tomorrow at 9:00 in the morning." That was how I found out about it. So basically, I, along with everyone else, was just kind of like, wait, what? So, and the thing is, like, a lot of the, luckily I wasn't really interested in getting any of the big, exclusive passes or anything. I just wanted this 2 standard passes for me and Megan. So luckily there were still plenty of those when I got there. But immediately when I signed on and I got on the website at around like 9:03, so only like a few minutes late. All the exclusive stuff was already sold out because I didn't really plan ahead to set my alarm early to get up for this. So
That's what you get for not planning ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a thing you didn't know about.
Yeah. So it's just like weird, like, and kind of, to my opinion, like irresponsible that a convention would just announce their tickets being sold that last minute. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be a big deal if it was like a small convention where you're guaranteed tickets anyways if you wait a few months. But the thing is, someone might have already like had their paycheck already spent and then been like, oh crap, I can't buy tickets for another 2 weeks because I already spent my paycheck.
To be fair, that could actually be seen as an advantage. So if, say, you're looking, if you have a limited number of tickets and you're going to sell all of them no matter what, you could actually see some benefit in releasing them without warning so that only people who already have more money than other people can afford to get them at that moment. And thus, you increase the chances of more and more wealthy individuals who spend more coming to your convention. It could actually be a calculated thing.
I hate you so much because that makes sense.
Yeah, like
I really hate how much sense
this
that
essentially
makes.
Keeps poor people that would be saving up paychecks to go and then not be able to spend much money there from being able to do that, and instead gets the whales in, so to speak. The ones that are going to spend a lot, that can afford to spend a lot, and that are already there with the itchy trigger finger all the time.
The ones that are willing to spend like $50 for an autograph and that kind of stuff. Speaking of which,
$50 to 50 different stands for 50 different autographs.
It depends. Like it's like weird. 'Cause, I mean, if you go to like any of the younger rangers, they're usually like you spend $20, you get an autograph and a picture, which is kind of standard. And it was funny because when I was at WonderCon, I saw Kevin Conroy. He was offering that exact deal, which is you get a selfie and an autograph photo for $20, which I think is a really cool deal to do that with Batman.
Yeah, it's all right.
And then, it was so funny
Kevin Conroy, the best Batman.
Oh, yeah, my favorite.
By far, I think. I actually don't think there's an actual, runner-up for that either.
He is, without a doubt, the greatest and most accurate Batman, to my opinion. To
be fair, it's kind of cheating, because he's not accurate to the original Batman, but the Batman we all know and love is based off of his Batman.
When it comes to, collaborating all the Batmans, and kind of taking a little bit of each, different kind of adaptation of Batman. He
and making the one that everything is based on now.
Highlights of what works with every Batman. He does it perfectly.
I don't know. I don't think he really I think there are a lot of Batmans that exist before him that he took nothing from. I don't think he really took the best from each. I think he did his own thing for the most part, and then the comics seem to base themselves off of his show's success.
Kind of. I think there were a few that before in the 80s that kind of came that you could see where the show also took inspiration
some
from.
Influence, but we're talking about a few. We're not talking about I would say probably even half of all Batman.
Half of all Batman before him, no. But half of all Batman after him, probably.
But that's because all Batman after him are based on him.
Because he's the best Batman.
Exactly. The Batman TV show had the Batman animated series, I should say.
Yeah.
Had the origin to most of the best of the Rogues Gallery going forward. Mr. Freeze got a new origin story that was better. Two-Face got a new origin story that was better and was kept from there on. The Man Bat got a new origin story. Because before that, there was a weird horror thing. Harley Quinn was invented from
the show. Yeah.
Joker's entire
the Joker was very similar to how he was already done in the comics before then. There were a few comics
before him, but not all of them. Sometimes the Joker had still been a very different character.
Obviously, you're talking about 60s comics, then the Joker literally was just a trickster, and he wasn't even he was annoying, and that was what kind of. Anyways, but the reason I bring up Kevin Conroy is because he was $20 for the full thing, right?
But then
when you went down a few panels, you go to David Yost and Walter Jones. They were both sitting together, and I saw that it was $50 for an autograph and a photo, and I thought what it was is that you get one with both of them and the autograph with both of them for $50. And I'm
That's
like,
still a bit
that's
much,
a lot of money, but I mean, whatever. So 25 each. Okay. And plus I like them both. So why not? And then right before I go up to them, my girlfriend points out, it's not a double deal. It's each one. And then I look and I realize it's $50 individual for both of them. And I'm like,
what the
Billy,
fudge?
I love you. You were one of my favorite Rangers of all time. You know, same with Walter Jones as Zach. You know, they're both great characters, and I love them both. But I'm like, no, you're. I didn't say this to them. Obviously, this is what I was thinking in my head at the time. I'm just kind of like, because that would be a dick move to go up to them and be like, you guys aren't worth it. But no, I was just thinking in my head, I love you guys both. I'm not paying $50 for a fucking autograph and a picture. That's fucking dumb. But yeah, you know, so at Morphicon you'll get the cheaper ones too. Yeah. So anyways, I just thought, yeah.
Well, you did before. We'll see about this year.
Yeah, well, we might, yeah. But yeah, no, you bring up a good point. That is probably why they did it the way they did it. Because, then you are kind of guaranteed to only get the richer people to come. Yeah. And the problem is that they're going back to, like, the smaller convention center this year. Because last year they did it at the bigger one. But the problem was that meant that they had to get more security. And I guess things got really disorganized. Which I can see why.
And there were a couple big scares, yeah.
Because I can see why. Because it was the same building that they did WonderCon in. And yeah, with WonderCon, you have so many different things, so it takes a lot to organize. And so I also, you know, as big of a thing as Power Rangers is, I don't see how you can have all that Power Ranger stuff spread out through so many different buildings in that kind of a area and keep it organized when it's something that honestly doesn't need that much space. So, and it might have been partially because Hasbro was also there to show off a few unrelated Power Ranger stuff. But,
that would make some sense if like another company was fronting a lot of that cost for space because they want an ad, yeah.
But yeah, now they're going back to the
actually that does make sense. Now aren't they owned by Disney now because Disney bought Hasbro?
Did they?
I don't know if if I'm like remembering something wrong, but I thought Disney bought Hasbro.
I don't think so. I feel like
maybe it's just in my world. Maybe it's just in my world.
Maybe it was just on Earth 1. No, on Earth 2, Disney has not.
Did Disney buy Hasbro?
I don't think so. I think Hasbro is still like its own, and they're even setting up their own movie studio currently. I don't know if it's been set up yet. Disney
bought Hasbro for $4 billion.
When did this happen?
That's a good question.
I haven't heard about this. What the fuck?
Did Disney buy Hasbro?
Yeah, look that up again.
Yeah, breaking news. Disney buys Mattel and Hasbro for $4 billion. So this happened April 1st, 2014.
Oh, so they've owned
it for quite a while. Yeah, so I guess
Disney owns Power Rangers again.
Yeah, Disney owns Power Rangers.
Oh my god, that's like weird. That brings things way full
circle. Wait, fudge. April 1st.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Wow, how did we not catch that immediately? Wow.
I don't know.
Okay.
Hold on. No, this is a joke.
That would be really fucking
this is
weird.
A joke. Okay, never mind.
Cool. Okay.
Never mind.
False news.
Disney it's just in my universe that Disney owns Hasbro. It's just in my universe.
Disney owns Hasbro and Earth 1. I bet they own everything.
Earth 1?
Yeah, I thought we established that you're Earth 1, I'm Earth 2.
I don't know. From the readings I'm getting on my new multi-dimensional watch, which someone from the multiverse just quickly came and strapped on me while you weren't looking, I'm getting that I'm from Earth. This can't be right. Is this your second episode?
This is the second episode.
It says I'm from Earth 2. Oh, you must not.
I guess I'm from Earth 1. There you go.
No, I think.
Okay, I guess we're on Earth 1.
According to my readings, I'm currently on Earth Prime.
There you go. Okay. We're going full on DC here then.
I'm getting some readings that someone from Earth 1 was here, but it's not me.
But one last thing I want to say about Morphicon, though, before we move on. I want to tell a story that I'm so sad I was not here. Well, partially because I wasn't back into Power Rangers at the time. Like, I was just recently starting to get back into the show when this happened, so I didn't get to fully experience this, and I wasn't at Morphicon for this, but I just remember hearing about it. So, basically, I got to give you full context. So, Power Rangers Dino Charge had an actor named Yoshi Sudarso in it, right?
Yoshi!
He was, and, you know, he's a huge, still is, from what I understand, a huge Power Rangers fan. And same with his younger brother, Peter Sudarso. Sudarso. I think that's how their last name is pronounced. If you guys are somehow listening to this, I do apologize if I butchered your last names. So
I don't. In my universe, they're pronounced exactly like that.
There you go. But anyway, so in oh shit, what was I? Oh yeah, so basically they both auditioned for a role in Dino Charge, but only Yoshi got the part. But then when Ninja Steel came out, Peter, auditioned for a part in the Ninja Steel, and the guy who was like, the head of the casting, called Peter and told him that called Yoshi, the one that was in Dino Charge, told him that his younger brother Peter did not get the part, but also told him not to tell him that, basically. And of course, Yoshi was just like, I'm not going to keep this from him. Yeah, I'm going to tell him. So he told Peter, I'm really sorry, little bro, but you didn't get the part. So Peter's like really upset. He's like driving, and then he gets a call from the casting director, and he has to like pull over. He can't even talk on speaker at this point because he's so upset he didn't get the part. So the casting director calls him. He's like, hey Peter, I need to talk to you. And Peter's like, don't say it, I already know I didn't get the role. No, I really need you to listen to me. Well, fine, what? Okay, don't tell your brother this, but you got the role. I want to surprise him with it for this though, so don't tell him at all. Can you please keep this a secret until Morphicon? He's like, yeah, I can do that. So the way they read out the next actors for the next season is they have the actors from the previous season read out who's going to be playing the new Red Ranger, who's going to be the new Yellow Ranger, the new Blue Ranger. So Yoshi Sudarso didn't know until on the spot when he's at Morphicon and he's reading out the Blue Ranger will be played by, and he actually is like in shock, Peter Sudarso. And then Peter walks out in the, Ninja Steel Blue Ranger outfit. And then Yoshi actually like fucking jumps up and like they just like gives them the most like amazing like proud hug. Like he cannot believe what's going on at the time. It was so adorable. Like it's something I wish I could have been a part of when that happened, because that is like one of the coolest things I think that could have happened.
That's really fucking cool.
Yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to tell that story before we moved on to Deadpool.
Deadpool, huh?
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Before fully talking about Deadpool, I want to just bring up like a couple of things that we've heard so far, but we've never gotten like too much like into confirmations. But the only two things we know from Deadpool, we know, number one, this is coming from Bob Iger himself, is that yes, they are keeping Deadpool because obviously he makes a lot of money. He makes a lot of money. Exactly.
Makes more money than any other Fox property.
And Bob Iger even said it directly like that. He's like, yes, we're Disney. We like money. We're keeping Deadpool, obviously. Kevin Feige says that, yeah, we haven't forgotten about Deadpool. Deadpool movies are coming eventually. But, of course, they got so many fucking projects because they didn't even know they were going to have Fox at the time.
And he has said that the X-Men won't come in until 2021 or 2022.
Exactly. So it's going to be a while. And
I would expect Deadpool to be part of the X-Men property.
Yeah, exactly. But then Bob Iger, and this is why I'm not going to say this is confirmed yet, because Bob Iger said this, not Kevin Feige, and Bob Iger and Kevin Feige had kind of contradicted each other before. Like, for example, Bob Iger did tell the actors from Defenders that they would eventually be in like one of the upcoming Marvel movies. Mm-hmm. This was direct, and then Kevin Feige didn't know anything about this, so Kevin Feige never said anything about this. Yeah. So Bob Iger said that Deadpool will be in the MCU, basically. Kevin Feige still has not commented on this.
Let's be real. Yeah. Kevin Feige is absolutely aware that he will be part of the MCU. Now, maybe he doesn't. Maybe Kevin Feige would not confirm because he doesn't know yet if it'll be Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool from the Fox universe making its way to Disney. Mm-hmm. But Deadpool will be in Disney and being made by Disney, and Ryan Reynolds will most likely be cast as Deadpool again, whether or not it's the same Deadpool.
Okay.
These are all things I think are nearly like solidly confirmable.
I half agree with you. I think the easiest way to talk about this, I'm going to go first and say what I predict is going to happen and what I hope is going to happen, because they're going to be two very different things. And then I'm going to let you go and you tell me what you predict and what you hope.
Is close to the hope. It's not the same, but it's pretty close.
Okay.
It's close in all but a minor detail that honestly doesn't matter now. Mm-hmm. But it would have mattered 4 or 5, 6 years ago.
My prediction is that Deadpool will continue. They're not gonna throw away the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool. Those movies will continue. But I don't think
as a technicality even.
No. I think
like you think they're literally going to make a Deadpool 3?
They are going to make a Deadpool 3,
and they would call it Deadpool 3?
Or they're going to make an X-Force movie. I think they're going to do one of those two. And I think they're going to keep Ryan Reynolds for those.
I think they're going to keep Ryan Reynolds. I think they may even keep the same characters. I think as a technicality, it won't be a Deadpool 3.
Okay. That's my prediction.
I mean, we'll see.
It will be Deadpool 3 or X-Force. Yeah, and it'll be with the same actors like Colossus and all that. And I think they're going to have another Deadpool. And this Deadpool will be in the MCU, and it'll be a much more like kind of down to earth Deadpool, one that fits the.
Wait, so they're gonna have both the old Deadpool and a new Deadpool?
Yeah,
played by
I don't know,
people?
like different. It's gonna be not Ryan Reynolds though. That's the thing. It's
gonna be a completely different Deadpool.
Yeah, different Deadpool for the MCU. It's gonna not be Ryan Reynolds,
and it's gonna exist alongside Ryan Reynolds for a movie.
It is. That's my prediction. Now I'm gonna tell you what I'm hoping. I'm hoping I'm fully wrong about this. I hope that we actually get Deadpool, the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, in the MCU, and they don't try to explain it with the multiverse stuff. They don't try to overly explain why no one's mentioned X-Men or mutants.
It's too late. Deadpool's already done the multiverse stuff. End of Deadpool 2. It's too late for that.
It's still an alternate timeline. It's not necessarily.
We know it's parallel universe because the events of those movies still happen without Deadpool having fixed them in whatever universe that movie exists in. So we know by technicality it has to be different universes. Because we can observe it. We can still watch those old movies.
Yeah. But I mean, so what I want them to do is I really just want Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, same actor for Colossus, same actors for Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Yeah. I want them all.
Remember, according to Marvel, it has to be different universes because messing with time makes branching universes.
Oh, there you go. Just say that from all the messing with the timelines, Deadpool creates
is just the MCU. In a new branch. Yeah.
He just creates the MCU with a whole new branch because of how much he messed with stuff.
He accidentally fucks the branches so hard that two branches just collide. It's like there's just a quick meme when he's explaining where he's just like, and the branches collide.
Yeah. Or if it is like in a different universe, I want it to just be like a fast explanation of how he's in the MCU now, and then that's it.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fast explanation with an animation that he then interacts with in a fourth wall breaking thing.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want them to overly explain it.
It'll literally be 15 seconds, I think.
I really don't think audiences will care. I think that audiences will just be like, yeah, Deadpool's in the MCU. That makes sense.
I think audiences don't actually care, but I think that Deadpool wouldn't miss the opportunity to make the joke.
Oh, yeah, he'll definitely make the joke about it. And
the joke will also just happen to work better than, all of Endgame's talk about time travel.
Yeah. And then the last thing about what I want is I want it to basically the Deadpool movies stay exactly how they are, R-rated, all that kind of fun stuff. And then when Deadpool's in if he's ever in a Marvel movie or something like another Marvel movie,
he'll be as a PG-13 character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He'll censor himself on purpose. He'll be fully aware that he can't curse because he's in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah,
or if he's ever in an X-Men movie, you could have him be like, well, we get one F word, so I'm saving it till the end of the film, and then Wolverine interrupts him and says fuck before him.
This actually reminds me of the best example I've ever seen of why Deadpool doesn't need to be a rated R thing in the first place. Was a joke in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon where Deadpool had a crossover episode, and the entire time he refused to say the word die, dead, kill, or murder.
I have to go unalive these guys.
Exactly. Even though multiple times, and the joke in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon was that Spider-Man also broke the fourth wall, was that he didn't have to censor himself that way. He was overly censoring himself to be on Disney XD.
Yeah, exactly.
And they played that joke really well, and that Deadpool worked really well, even though it also happened to be a PG-13 Deadpool. Or TV PG Deadpool or whatever.
No, it was TV Y7.
Yeah, exactly. TV PG.
Yeah, exactly. So,
so yeah, that was really good. So, here's my prediction. I'm gonna go. No, you know what? Here's my hope.
Okay.
My hope, because it's easier to narrow down to my actual prediction, because my hope is actually expansive on the prediction. My hope is pretty much just that they'd have a continuation. As a technicality, I don't think that they would ever call it Deadpool 3. I think there'd be a joke in the marketing about how Deadpool 3 is coming, but then they're going to drop the 3 and just call it Deadpool again, or Deadpool and a subtitle, because it's going to be a reboot because they can't legally, whatever legalese Disney's going to do to technically distance themselves from the Fox property, even though they own the Fox property, will be done, I think. I think that'll probably take the form of a subtitle and them intentionally in one of the trailers dropping the 3 literally from the title. Like the 3 will be there at the end and it'll be like, well, I guess it's not, and the 3 will just fall or something. It'll be an intentional intentional joke about how it's a new start. I really don't think there'll be a second actor playing Deadpool. I don't think they'll ever get anyone other than Ryan Reynolds now. Not for another 20 years. Not until Ryan Reynolds is done with it, and he's not. And he's not going to be.
I hope he doesn't leave anytime too soon.
I think Disney knows that Ryan Reynolds is the reason those movies succeed, both because he's the actor and because he was the most fervent protector of the series. He's the reason it got made. At one point, they wanted him to direct it. He's had as much a hand in a producership role as a director has normally. It's ridiculous. He's the reason it exists, and he will be the reason it exists continuing forward.
Oh yeah.
And Disney knows that they don't want to lose him, especially since he doesn't want to get lost.
And Kevin Feige's shown with Mahershala Ali, that he wants to work with people that want to be that character, because that was the only reason they even announced Blade, was because he was so insistent of, hey, I really want to be Blade in the MCU.
Almost certainly why they're not going to cast Channing Tatum as Gambit anymore, because I think he's actually made statements saying he doesn't want to be Gambit. He doesn't care. So I don't think Disney will come back for it. Even though I do think Gambit's probably going to get a significant feature, either in a Deadpool movie or in an X-Men movie, and be the next big X-Men.
I wonder if knowing...
I actually think so. Sidetrack.
Yeah.
X-Men prediction. I think they're going to go with the X-Men cartoon lineup, which means I think that they're going to have Gambit as a very heavy feature.
Okay.
I think what's going to separate, because the X-Men X1, X2, X3 series did not feature the animation team.
It did. Wait, are you talking about the 90s team?
It technically didn't. Yeah, the 90s team.
Yeah.
No, it did not. Gambit was never at any point part of the team. Rogue wasn't at the same in the same way.
Not the full team, but it did have at least half.
Yeah, it had half of them, but that's not having that. I think it will be the exact
team.
Okay, I'm saying it is the 90s team.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be their big, all the toys are pre-molded and shit. They're going to go with that. Mm-hmm. They can even revive some of the old designs. I think they're going to have the classic Rogue design and the classic Jean design. I hope they have the classic everyone design, but I don't think they're going to have the classic everyone design necessarily. Although it's Disney, so they would if anyone would. Mm-hmm. So that's just a side prediction. And so I think Gambit's probably going to feature heavily before then, so that they can reintroduce Gambit. And I think they're going to do that probably through the Deadpool movies, because he works as a Deadpool playoff. One, he's heavily featured a lot alongside Colossus, because they're the two guys with accents. One of them has the crawdaddy Southern accent, and the other one has the Russian accent. And they play off each other. They're both comedic guys as well. He's one of the most comedic X-Men characters.
Just thought of a fourth wall breaking joke that they might use. You'll have like Deadpool being annoyed by both of them having an accent, and then Colossus is going to be offended, and then he's going to be like, "What? Just because I'm owned by Disney, that doesn't mean I have to be PC now."
Oh, that, and I think his powers could also be played off as a joke against Negasonic Teenage Warheads because they both have like kinetic exploding powers and shit.
Yeah.
But one like does it to themselves and controls like being a cannonball almost, and the other one like imbues like cards and a staff with kinetic explosion shit. Anyway, but point is that one, I think that's probably going to be part of the crossovers, introducing a few of the X-Men they want to be part of the new main lineup, but also I predict they make it PG-13. As much as I would hope that it remains rated R, I don't think they're going to, because Disney themselves have already shown that they can do it without R. And I don't think Ryan Reynolds would actually have anything against it now. He's had the opportunity to do multiple rated R ones, and honestly, from a critical standpoint, I think the weakest things in the Deadpool movies are the jokes that try too hard to get the R rating. The like, you look like an avocado fucked an older avocado and shit. Like, it's just a lot of like the reasons they have an R rating were kind of the weakest parts. Like, no one really cared that his dick was shown in a scene in the first one. No one made comment about it.
I actually,
they can get rid of the blood and make more money by making it PG-13.
Side story, actually, about his dick in the first movie. There's this old lady. She's a really sweet lady, though, that used to be a regular at the Roland Theater. I sadly do not remember her name, though. But anyway, she was like really sweet and everything. But she saw movies like all the time. And what's really funny is she's also the kind of person you wouldn't expect to be into like the Deadpool type movies, but she is. So she comes out and she was like saying how excited she was about being able to see Ryan Reynolds' dick in the movie. She's like, "Oh my god, it was so great. Penis. We had his penis and it was flipping around during the fight scene. I was so happy we got to see his penis." It was just so funny hearing that coming from like someone who I think she was like in her 70s.
Now, it's Ryan Reynolds, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but do you think it was his actual dick?
I'm pretty sure.
I think it wasn't. Here's why. But I think he was okay with it.
He would have been okay with it, but I think for that scene, only because of how much, like, I know it's all fake debris, but there was still a lot of debris, and then there were a lot of stunts. I don't think a smart actor would have actually risked getting his dick cut if he was doing a scene like that.
All the debris is actually fake.
I know, but
so it's all CG.
No,
anyway.
I don't think there was still like some debris on the ground. Like there was still some
very
glass.
Minimal.
Yeah, but either way,
I don't think there was any glass on the ground. Actually, I think
it was probably plastic. But still, would you want to risk getting your dick cut when you have to do stunts?
If I'm Ryan Reynolds, maybe.
I don't think.
I don't think it's a big risk. I
don't know.
During that shot, the shot where you see his dick, there's not necessarily anything on the floor. The floor is actually cut off by like a chunk of debris. Like they've like even blackened out, so it's like a silhouetted dick as opposed to like a veiny dick. It's like his entire lower body's silhouetted, and you can't even see his feet and crap.
So I don't know. I could be wrong, but I assume it was a fake dick only because like just for safety reasons.
It was a CG dick just because.
Yeah. I don't think it was CG. I think he had like kind of like skin colored underwear on, or not even skin colored, but just underwear that basically
that had a plastic cock hanging off it.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually think he was probably entirely naked, but they just CG'd a dick onto the screen, or that he was like shirtless and you actually didn't see any of his legs and stuff.
Maybe. I don't know. And there's also like the whole thing of like whether or not the cast was comfortable, or specifically he was fighting Ajax, whether or not he's like okay with fighting him with his dick out. I know Ryan Reynolds himself.
I don't like a man with his dick out.
I don't want to be tackled by a guy with his dick out. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe the actor was cool with it. I have no idea. I just know that like with shooting nude scenes, it's always like you got to make sure not only is the actor okay with being nude on camera, but you got to make sure the actors around them are okay with it.
So I just thought of something hilarious. If they got a second actor for the next Deadpool and it wasn't going to be Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, I just realized who I know they would cast for it.
Who?
Ryan
Gosling? No.
Yes, I was actually literally going to say Ryan Gosling. Yeah. I was going to be like, fuck, I can't remember his name, but the guy from Blade Runner 2049.
That's so
funny.
I
literally think it would be Ryan Gosling. Because I think enough people mistake them already that would cause the least amount of blowback, the least amount of confusion, and because they've already made a joke about it.
Wait, when did they make a joke about it?
Maybe it was like an offset thing, but I swear that that Reynolds and Gosling have made, one of them has made a joke about the other one. At some point.
They probably have. I've just never seen. There was my favorite joke from Tom Holland was because he and crap, how did I forget his name? The guy who played Mysterio, Jake Gyllenhaal. So they throw like a lot of shade with each other. The
previous almost Spider-Man.
Yeah, they're like throwing so much shade with each other. It's great. And one of my favorites was Tom Holland being like, I kind of wanted Ryan Reynolds, but we got stuck with Jake Gyllenhaal, so whatever.
Damn, cold.
Oh, that's so great. Like I really hope, if nothing else, that if Jake Gyllenhaal's in the next movie, just because like he and Tom are like really close now, and they like play off. You can tell in the movie they play off each other really well. Man.
Actually, speaking of playing off each other, I also think that Disney might keep a little bit of the family theme going forward. Deadpool, because Deadpool 2 had a very strong family theme in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see them continuing with that and even making a joke about how they're attempting to be more family friendly given their new family dynamic. With literally two kids as the main cast and 2 adults as the main cast.
That is the big thing.
Actually, I do want third now undead.
I really want to make sure. I really hope like the kid himself is like still part of the franchise, just because he's gone out of his way to help him. So it'd be really cool if he's still part of it. And plus, having a plus size superhero finally in the Marvel universe would be great.
Would actually be kind of positive. Yeah, that's
and
like one of the few things Disney's still missing.
Thor is not plus
cheat.
size. Yeah, because that was a fat suit, so that doesn't count. I mean, getting an actual plus size actor to play a plus size superhero, not someone with the body that everyone wishes they had, including myself.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So yeah, I do look forward to seeing where they go with Deadpool's future. I just know that Deadpool is not done because Disney likes money, as Bob Iger put it.
Now we both agree that Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool will continue in some form, whether officially or not.
Yeah.
Does that mean that Josh Brolin will be 2 heavily featured characters in the MCU going forward?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Cable and Thanos.
Here's the thing. He plays them both differently enough to where I don't think it would go against Kevin Feige's thing.
No doubling down?
Yeah, because Kevin Feige's thing is he strongly believes an actor is what makes a character. And I believe that to an extent, too. And so...
I believe that 100%.
Yeah, so
it's incredibly... I think that you can see it's the easiest. Every Superman is completely different. Mm-hmm. Every Spider-Man is completely different. Every Batman is completely different, even though they're all the same character and they're all the most famous character. Mm-hmm. Each one of those, 3, those are the 3 most famous heroes in all of Herodom, and no single version is the same as any other single version somehow.
That's fair enough.
It's so clear the same actor.
Even in the original 4 Batman movies that are all in the same continuity, with all 3 actors playing them, none of them feel like the same Batman at all.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
They feel like completely different Batmen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Michael Keaton feels like... feels a lot like the Kevin Conroy Batman in a lot of ways. It's Bruce Wayne.
It feels like someone trying to be a Kevin Conroy Batman.
Then Val Kilmer just kind of feels like more of a parody.
Val Kilmer is like a joke Batman.
Yeah. And then George Clooney almost kind of feels like at times he wants to take it seriously,
George
but then at
Clooney is a joke who doesn't know he's a joke.
Here it is. He's a very Adam West Batman when he's in the Batman suit, But then he's also like
He's
not
trying
terrible
to play a character.
He's also
actor
not a
and, like,
terrible Bruce Wayne though. When he's outside the Batman
I
suit,
disagree.
he's okay.
I think he's one of the worst Bruce Waynes that's ever existed. But
I thought he was okay.
I think he's terrible.
But
I think he's god awful.
Yeah, but he was like such a terrible Batman because he was trying to play the
just
Adam
the
West Batman, but you could tell he was also not having fun being the Adam West Batman.
I just really didn't like George Clooney at
Fair
all
enough.
as Batman.
I'm not
honestly.
saying he's good. I'm just like, I'm justifying him the best way I can, but I'm also not saying he's good. But yeah. Anyways, so I think that'll wrap up the podcast for tonight. So thank you all for listening, and be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and definitely share this if you like what you hear.
And I'm glad you're wrapping up now. My time watch says that it's almost fully charged. It may be able to send me back to my own universe if I'm reading it correctly.
All right, cool. In that case, enjoy Earth 2 or Earth 1, or Earth Prime, whichever one you're from.
I will. And before I leave you, there's a message on it from the person who clamped it onto me while you weren't looking.
Oh, what's the message?
It says, "We will always be watching you."
Sounds kinky.
All
right.
No signature or anything. That's it.
Okay. Cool. Thank you guys for listening, and be sure to join us next week. This was Nerds of the Multiverse.
From the Multiverse. Goodbye.